Hello. Welcome to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. We are here to go over the latest episode of Basketball Wives L.A. Uninvited Guests, Uninvited Consequences. This is the recap and review. I have to add that. I just noticed that it's not there. But we have James from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel who is here with us.
Hey.
This is not going to take long, James.
It really ain't. I'm just here for the read you finna give Evelyn, so.
Yeah, y'all have to know. Evelyn was on every little, nerve that I got. It's getting on my nerves. I'm starting to feel like, okay, they're doing the same repetitive stuff that they always do. Nobody is really talking about anything outside of Jackie and bullshit. Damn. But anywho, we start the show with Brooke and Brandy meeting to catch up. The two were friendly the last time that Brandy was on the show, and it is good to see that they've maintained some form of a friendship. Brandy, the only purpose of this conversation is because Brandy is letting us know that she's going to have a cooking event for a bunch of women who we know do not cook. But she still wants to have a cooking event because she's making a cookbook. Her food do be looking good, but
She definitely has really good presentation. I will give her
that. Sometimes the prettiest looking things taste not always that special.
I think because where we're from, it's kind of like we have like the taste of people from New Orleans kind of situation going on in the Bay Area, so we expect seasoned food. California has some of the best food in the world. So we have like high expectations. So when you come to LA and you bring this here, if the presentation is good, 9 out of 10, because you're in California, we're going to think the food is good too.
It's true. This is true.
That's just how we operate. It's only till when you messed up. Now, I ain't never. Her cookbook did have a good. I know you ain't there yet, but it had a really good illustration. So I was like, okay, well maybe she know what she's doing.
It looks like she does know what she's doing. I just wish I could taste the food to know if it's legit. The cookbook isn't enough. But, either way, that's all I'm going to comment on with that scene because there's nothing else they really talked about. I'm not going to waste time. Now, we had
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever followed a recipe in a cookbook? Ever?
Yes.
Okay.
Multiple times.
And was it successful? Yes. Do you think it takes... Okay. So...
But I did... Listen, I did doctor up and change some things. Shout out to my Nana.
And I think I should have did the same. So I did a recipe. I don't remember which celebrity cookbook it was. I think it was Quad's. I really do. It just sounds right. Okay. So the measurements of the turnip greens, it was Quad's book. The measurement of the turnip greens, I don't think I put enough, so it didn't taste good to me. And I think it's because I messed it up. I don't think it's because I don't think Quad doesn't know what she's doing. I think she knows exactly what she's doing.
That's the thing with cookbooks. People can mess up your food, or even if they change the recipe, people don't always want their recipes changed. But y'all, we done went down a rabbit hole. We love
like we always do. It's relevant though. This one's relevant.
Yes, it is. But I do like that she, can cook. I'll give her that. Now, we're going to move it on along, you guys. There were some other scenes with Brooke discussing meeting up with her kids and stuff. I'm not going to get into it too much because it seemed like there's a lot of filler scenes. But the next significant thing we see is Jennifer and the boy. And yes, I do know that his name is Christian, but I'm going to refer to him as the boy. I cannot take this man seriously as a full-grown man. It's always the people who claim to be philosophical or having wisdom from their mistakes or their past and all these things are the ones who are so open about being imperfect or on a healing journey. Those are the ones you got to watch out for. I'm just keeping it real, especially if they're talking about it all the time. And that's what Jennifer's boy toy, aka fiance, gives. And Jennifer has terrible taste in men. So just off of who she's dated in the past, this brother got to be around longer than the first husband before I'll take him seriously. And that's if he was a 52-year-old man, and that's what Jen need to be with.
But wasn't she married to the first husband for like 13 years or something like that?
Yes. So I needed to last longer than that because 13 years and that man
I would
assaulted
be
her on television.
I would be shocked if she spends 13 months with this dude. Just saying, I would be shocked then. She's not getting 13 years out of this man. He's gone as soon as that money dry up, as soon as he even took it all, allegedly. I'm not going, but y'all know how I feel. The writing's already on the wall. Just
Well,
saying.
damn. He
The writing's
said,
already to me,
wow.
no, because why? Because why are you on his YouTube channel? Why is he driving your Rolls Royce? It does not make sense. It does not make sense. Where is his shit? If he got a Toyota Corolla, let him roll in his Corolla. If
Right. Nothing
he,
wrong with it. They
like
done
ain't nothing
beautiful.
wrong. Exactly, ain't nothing wrong with that. So that's why I'm saying I fully feel like this is just Tim Norman and a dude that stole her Range Rover. Just the hips and crooks. That's exactly what it is. Hips and crooks all over again. He got
Not
both.
hips and crooks. It's catchy, but it's funny as hell and it's shady, and I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Hips and crooks, because that about sums it up. And y'all think he's being petty? James is not being petty. Go look up her dating history. Hips and crooks,
Crook.
legs and hips and body.
No, it's definitely legs, hips, crook, and knot.
Damn. Y'all, okay, we gonna be serious. We go.
Okay, yeah, we gonna stop. We gonna stop.
The funny thing is, we do love Jennifer. We really do.
I
But
do. I just want her
we
to
just
stop
got
being so
bad taste in
foolish.
it. Yep, child. She she's going with the boy to handle wedding invitations. She wants to have custom wedding invitations, which is totally fine. I don't know why they keep showing this stuff because we know that she's paying for it all. Now, the boy is there and he has an issue with having a big wedding. Now, it sounds like they discuss having no more than 75 people at a wedding, which I think is a lot of people, but also a reasonable amount of people if you care to invite like every Tom, Dick, and Sally to your wedding. I'm not even going to speak on it, y'all, because I eloped, so I can't comment on this. I actually hate weddings, never wanted one, feared it. Anywho, the boy he gonna say he did make a good point when talking to Jen about the guest. He's like, whoa, now you're saying you might have 100 guests. And for him, that's too many people. I'm like, is it a matter of him not having, like, does he not have that many people to come to the wedding? But then I don't trust him at all. So I don't know. I just felt it was weird that he was concerned with how many people. Then he mentioned something about not wanting a plus one, which I thought was weird. Like, sir, you've been a plus one for a little while. Has he not, James?
Is given, and this is what I'm talking about with Jennifer. Jennifer does not look and ask enough questions and stuff. How's 100 people a lot of people when y'all are in the public eye? That's one thing I want to get out. She knows a lot of people. So what are you so afraid of? Like to me, it sounded like if they were going Dutch on the wedding. And we know that ain't true.
That is what
So
it sounded like.
it did, but it didn't sound like that to you? Okay, so because that's what I got. I was like, so is he paying for half the wedding, and that's why he like 100 people is too much? Because I'm gonna tell y'all, for someone who does want to get married, I have planned 2 weddings in my life. Never happened, but I still planned them. That food costs. The food is probably what costs the most out of anything else. You can get you a cheap Airbnb these days. You can get you a nice little cheap Airbnb that's on 2 acres of land. You can pimp out the backyards. Tents don't cost $10,000 anymore. They're only 3. So you can literally do all of this that way it could cost them $20,000 if they do it correctly. But to me, it just sounds like I know Jennifer. If I know Jennifer the way I know Jennifer, based on this TV show, since she's been on since 2009, Jennifer's paying for this wedding. So therefore, unless you don't want to look like a simp in front of all those people and they know she paying for this shit, that's probably what it is too. Now that I'm saying it out loud and really thinking about it after watching the scene and replaying it in my head, he don't want people to. He knows that everyone's gonna think she paid for the wedding, and people are gonna question where he what did he contribute to it, and that's his own ego. That's what that shit is. Because it doesn't make sense.
Probably right. You're probably right because she's the one that obviously has more income. So, and that's the thing. Like, we're also in a time where I don't think people are as judgmental if the woman makes more money and the man stays at home, or if the man, just makes less money or anything like that. I don't feel like people judge that as much these days. But due to their age difference, I ain't even gonna lie. I'm watching that shit the way that I look.
Well, it wasn't even so much the a. I mean, it was that did like play a part in my mind, the demise of how I feel. But it was more so the simple fact that she continuously gets these men that have records of them being some type of scam artist, and it's continuous. Like I said, Tim Norman and his hips, the dude that stole the Range Rover. It's like you continuously get these kind of men, and then the fact that you got one that you old enough to be this boy's mom. It's like I don't know what she's doing. Like, I don't understand what she's looking at. Like, and I told y'all already know how I feel. It's the maintenance. He might be good in bed. And sometimes when you good in bed, sometimes you close both eyes. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. Like, I'm trying not to be funny, but I'm really being serious. Like, I know women, like I knew women throughout life, even when we were in high school. I knew like women that were saying, "Oh, well, he know what he doing, so I'm gonna work this CNA job or work at KFC at night, make sure that we're paid and food on the table." Like I knew women like that growing up. That if the sex was really that good, baby, they will go out and get a job, CNA ads from 6 to 6, and then go on a KFC to go work and bring home a bucket of chicken every night. I knew women like that, and then he riding around her car picking her up from both jobs. I knew it. So this is what this reminds me of.
Listen, could never be my life. I hear things like that and I'm like,
Nope, can't do
good
it either.
job to you, Mr. Best. Shout out to you. Anywho, basically he don't want the big wedding. He made a good point to Jen. He was like, you want to invite 75 to 100 people when only likely 40 of them are actually going to care or be happy that we're getting married. He said the rest of them is going to be moochers or haters, which he did have a point. Personally, I don't have an issue with weddings. I don't know. I had no desire for one. My husband won't want no. But if you're going to have a wedding, I don't see the point in having like a huge wedding unless you are a celebrity and you're inviting people who can endorse you or find a way to get paid for your event. But at the same time, the +1 thing was a little ridiculous, but a good compromise if they were serious and not bullshitting with us because they want to be on our screens. Is just say everybody can bring a +1 and anybody who's +1 has a +1 have security to escort them out.
See, when me and Michael B. Jordan get married,
Oh Lord.
see, I know a lot of the celebs are gonna want to come to the wedding. So I know I'm gonna have a big ass wedding. I know my family won't. Well, the thirsty ones will absolutely. They're gonna come because they want to make sure it happens. So yes, I think like so. I know I'm gonna have max capacity $400. I mean, 400 people and $400 per person. I know because you got to think of appetizers, you got to think of drinks, you got to have open bar because they're gonna talk about you. We got to have the two tents, one for the reception, one for the ceremony. It's gonna be a lot. Me and Michael got our hands full, but all he needs to do is show. See where Jennifer is making her mistake is she's involving him in too much. He just needs to show up, tell him what colors to have for his tuxedo or whatever he decides to wear, and tell him he only has a limit
Involving him
of.
for his ego. He obviously wants. He obviously cares what people think. And that's what I noticed. He obviously cares what people think. He's
Yeah.
making comments about the people hating. What does that allude to? The fact that the relationship is weird and people questioning him at some point because he was a little shady. So I feel like everything that Jen is doing, and we'll talk about that more a little later, but I feel like everything she's doing on the show, if you notice, and Christian did this, like she's always having to point out the good that he did. But when you with the actual man who's like doing for himself, you don't have to point out every time he do something. Yeah. So
I
I don't
agree.
know.
I agree.
Something to think on, because Jen and this boy, they really do, you guys, get on my nerves. But moving on, Brandy and Evelyn, these two meet up and they're concerned, or not Brandy and Evelyn. Lord, who
I
the
was
hell?
gonna say that's not Brandy and Evelyn. It was
Not
Brooke and
Brandy, Brooke.
News Brooke.
Brooke.
Yeah,
Their names
that's why.
start
That's why I was smiling. I was like, I don't remember
not
this scene.
Brandy and Evelyn. They're discussing Brandy, y'all. My apologies. Brooke and Evelyn, they meet up and they're concerned about Brandy inviting Evelyn to, or not, oh Lord, I'm fucking up today. They are concerned that Brandy has invited Jackie to her event because
Yes.
everybody's beefing. And honestly, I agree with Brooke for keeping her grudge against Jackie, that you just don't play with the dead in any way, don't speak on them. Me personally, you don't have to care about the person. If somebody is not on the planet anymore, let them not be on the planet. Don't bring their name in the shit. I just feel like it's tacky. So I do feel like Brooke has a right to be upset with Jackie. But Brooke and Brandy are good friends. And Brooke basically expressed to Evelyn that Brandy is aware that she does not want to be anywhere that Jackie is. They're having private conversations on the phone with each other, and Brooke is saying that Brandy is on board with this. So that makes it weird that Brandy would invite Jackie. So before I go further, because Evelyn brought stuff up, I feel like this scene made it very clear that Brooke is not going to mess with anybody who deals with Jackie. And we've seen people do this on reality show after reality show, and it never works. Not once. Personally, I love Brooke. I think she has a right to be upset, but she is not a basketball wife. So if you cannot film with Jackie, and I'll get to that later, then maybe exit. She's successful. She has other companies. Because I wouldn't get over it either. That lady talked about her daughter. But how did you feel about Brooke commenting that, Brandy knows that she don't want to be around Jackie and then invited her?
I feel like, to me, it's I understand. As I said, I'm like you. I understand Brooke and the gripe against Jackie. I do, because Jackie was foul for saying that. Now, however, but you have to understand this is work. There are plenty of coworkers I do not like that I still have to be around, and I know how to keep it cordial. Hello, how you doing? Thank you, please, goodbye. I know how to say that. And although I never experienced losing a child and then someone doubling down was saying, well, I only gave my condolences because they made me, I don't know how I would feel in type of a work environment with someone who did that to me. But at the same time, if I'm going to be on the show, this person is a fan favorite, regardless of how I feel. I'm probably going to grit my teeth and bear it. And I feel like Brooke should do the same. I feel like she should just grit her teeth and bear it. Just don't speak to her. Don't say anything to her. And if she speaks to you, just say hello, but let's not be fake. I don't have anything to say to you. Hello will do just fine. And just move along.
Problem is, Shawnee is so unprofessional, she'll let this shit go on because she's biased.
And I agree with that too. But at the same time, listen, this is where we have to intermingle, because the contract is intermingling professional and personal. It's intermingling them both. So unfortunately, I personally feel that this was my friend at one point, and instead of her keeping it professional, she chose to go personal and take a slug in my moment of grief. So therefore, I don't feel like I should have to do anything extra in the scene. Hello and goodbye. And if you don't like that, then I guess this is my time to resign, because I'm not doing anything more.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into it with her. I'm not gonna snatch the wig off. I'm not gonna do none of that. I am going to, because to be honest, y'all, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. It would be crazy as hell for these two to fight again on this same show.
Mm-hmm.
Because keep in mind, these two have fought already on season 2 or season 3 of Basketball. Or was it season? It was season 2. Season 2 of Basketball Wives L.A. They have already physically fought each other. So it would be stupid 10 to 12 years later to do that same thing again. It would be crazy.
Yeah. Plus,
So
as old as these women are now, at a certain age, I do expect you with the physical fighting to like stop.
mhm.
It's ridiculous. I'd rather you pour a drink over each other's head or something, but we got to remember the age of most of these women, except for Jessiel. Moving on, you guys. Evelyn then says in this meeting that she's been digging stuff up on Jackie. I'm not going to comment too much on what she dug up right now. What I am going to say, Evelyn, don't understand why you're here. You were never a basketball wife. I'm just keeping it real. She was an NFL wife for like 28 days, but she was never a basketball wife. So it's interesting that you have the time to dig up stuff on Jackie and to go meet with this PI and do all this stupid stuff. It doesn't make sense that you have time for that, but you open the season up with your bodysuits having the wrong fabric. And the lady saying she tried to reach you and you was unavailable. I just feel like Evelyn's time either has too much time on her hands or she's putting her time and her energy into places that are stupid.
I think it's a matter of both. I think she has too much time on her hands, and I think she's putting her energy into making sure that this show is successful for Shawnee's sake. Because remember, that's why she's doing this in the first place. Shawnee is giving her the opportunity. Evelyn's going to milk it, which is pretty much what she has done since she's returned back to Basketball Wives when she was engaged to Carl Crawford. So I feel like she's just realistically trying to squeeze the juice out of a raisin. It's there's nothing there. Nothing has ever been there. I want her to leave this show. I used to like Evelyn at one point,
Yeah.
but I feel like with the things that she's doing, it's just crazy. I don't care about Jackie this much to know her background. We knew she had some shit happen to her. You can, by the way she walks in her aura, you could tell that this is childhood trauma carrying it in a 50 or 60-year-old lady. You could see.
Yeah.
Clear as day. This is Evelyn Braxton in Basketball Wife Land. This is what we're looking at. So I don't understand this. Like, I don't understand why this was so important for you to do, why you felt like it was your mission to expose what, I mean, the four husband things, even though Jackie put it out herself first, the four husband things was crazy. But at the end of the day, it's not that surprising. It's just not.
And what's surprising is that we as the audience let it slip through that we didn't know nothing about this lady outside of Doug for really.
Well, no, she mentioned she was married to Takari's father because I believe she said that was the man who abused her.
That
That was the
ain't
husband.
before though. That's a lot of people that been married once before, James. Hell, there's a good amount of people that's been married twice. This lady said 4 times. Okay. But I don't know. Evelyn needs to it's coming off as thirsty now. If Jackie had like really done something to Evelyn specifically that actually held weight, I would understand it. But Evelyn's doing the stuff that you would be expecting Brooke to be doing.
Mm,
Like if anybody's going to be coming for Jackie, it should be the person who has a reason to. I'm not saying she's going to do it through grief. I'm just saying generally, like have a
this is
reason.
it's not
This
Brooks.
is all
This ain't
based on
really
a
Brooks'
tweet.
mo. To me, this is not Brooks' mo.
I'm
This
saying
would have
in
been
general, though, it
no.
doesn't make
No, I know what you're saying. I hear you, but what I'm saying is it would be odd coming from Brooke, even though Brooke would have well within reason to do it. It would be odd coming from her because I remember. Do you remember a couple of seasons when Angel Brinks was on the show and Duffy had pulled out that Instagram story about one of the little girls on the show talking about she can't wait to eat some out of wedlock baby shower food, and Duffy
yeah.
carried that mess.
Mhm.
And you see how that happened. Like we need somebody like that to do it. Evelyn is not the person to do it, and I don't think Brooke is. I think Brooke, and you know how Brooke intercepted herself, and then that's how it has to happen. Brooke has to intercept herself to get her gripe out with Jackie. It can't just be her delivering it because it won't look right.
Yeah. The I just be annoyed with how Evelyn is handling all of this, to be entirely honest. I really don't feel like Evelyn needs to be doing any of what she's doing, meeting with PIs and doing all this extra stuff. Like, it's really annoying. It annoys the crap out of me. So we did see, I'm sorry, y'all, we going from good to bad. We did see Evelyn meet with Jackie's friend Cheyenne. And I'm not going to get into too much of what they talked about. Here's my thing. Of course, Cheyenne's going to show up. Of course, she's going to show up because at the end of the day, it's an opportunity to come on the show. It just is. So, of course, she shows up. But I thought it was weird because Evelyn is appearing even more thirsty because she's saying that her whole reason for wanting to meet with Cheyenne is because she's surprised about learning that Jackie was a hoe back in 87. And she wants to know if Cheyenne knew of this information. Why would you meet with somebody's friend expecting them to talk crap and gossip about their friend who is your enemy? That means you just as messy as the person that you dig it into and the person who you talking to. That's just my personal opinion. Talk about, oh, I like her. Shut up, Evelyn. How did you feel about that?
Yeah, so from what my understanding, Cheyenne's her name, Cheyenne, Chanel, some shit. She is she works on the Teen Mom show with Dr. Drew, from what my understanding of her is. So why she came on Basketball Wives of all shows, I have no idea. But to me, I'm really shocked that she brought this up too, because this would be a HIPAA violation if Jackie was like her client in any way, or like someone that she's like divulged personal information to. This lady could lose her license on the show. And y'all are not being careful, because that was a stupid thing to ask her. This lady's a therapist. So I don't understand why you would even ask her that. And second of all, this shit happened 30 goddamn years ago. Why does this matter? When she's with a whole nother husband and has been with him for 30 years. Why does that matter? Y'all act like in that time frame, or when you had your chance with basketball being, that y'all would sit in the bleachers with a skirt with no drawers on, with your legs capped open so they could see. Y'all act like y'all don't do that, or that y'all didn't do that, or y'all wasn't waiting for them at the team bus saying, "Hey, here's my number," with a rose. Y'all act like y'all didn't do that. So Jackie doing that and actually being arrested for it ain't no different than how all y'all got all them men. Let's not forget, Evelyn, you was the same one when you was with Chad Ochocinco. You slept with him the first night you met him. So come on, we not finna do that. We not about to do that. We not about to do that. I can't stand this. I can't. She's the wrong person to bring this up. If this was gonna be brought up, she was the wrong person.
Yes, I agree. Evelyn's the wrong person to bring up a lot, but she's going to keep at it for basically the rest of this episode. So then we get a nothing scene of Jen and the boy getting counseling from people who are pastors that we don't know are certified as counselors. Google and LMFT for those who don't understand where I'm going. Christian Experience expresses that he feels like Jen has a wall up. And that's where I was like over it. And that I was genuinely over it. I was annoyed. I only watched it because I have to report on it through this recap. Why are you proposing to somebody who you feel has a wall up? Why? And Jen, why are you saying yes to marry somebody who's much younger than you, who spent a lot of time locked up? Why would you say yes to this person who you feel doesn't express their emotions in a healthy way? Why are y'all getting married? Now, I'm not saying there's no love there. I'm not saying that automatically means you shouldn't get married, but it's like that's a pretty big deal, the wall specifically. I don't think I would marry someone if I feel like there's a wall up with them because how do you know it's gonna come the hell down? I know people
It's
do
not
it.
even that. Why would you marry somebody with, any kind of ifs when you're because let me explain something to y'all. When you marry someone, you need to be certain. You need to be absolutely certain that that's the person you cannot live without. That you would almost rather be alone for the rest of your life if you cannot be with that person. Like you almost need to have that kind of feeling. So for you to say that and you propose to this lady knowing that she had these walls, it means that you're there for ulterior motives. Because one, y'all have not been dating long. Let's put that out there now. Y'all have not been dating that long. And two, she's on TV and you voluntarily bring yourself on TV. So there can't be that many walls up for that. It's like it's given he's there for ulterior reasons. Like I'm sorry, like I
The
don't
only
understand.
partner on the show, male or female, that's on camera constantly.
I mean, yeah, because Doug is not even on the show, and he used to be as much. So I don't know. He's it's something about him that I'm telling y'all. He gives me this is not like the dude that stole her Range Rover. This is like Tim Norman all over again. Like I'm just that's the vibe he's giving me because it's almost like you're trying to change her to fit the mold, so she'll dumb herself down in order to suit you. Because as we know, Jennifer is worth $25 million. What is this man worth? So I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
You know what the boy would say to you when they was questioning him when they was first meeting him? There's a lot you guys don't know about me. I'm an author. I'm like, okay, you wrote a book.
Okay. You wrote a book. Congratulations. So have I.
What else have you done?
Yeah. Okay. So have I. I'm in 25. I'm in 25 stores. Yes, I get it. Congratulations. It actually isn't that hard. I just made it hard for myself. But it's really not that hard to write a book, you guys. It's not hard at all.
Well, he gonna say
Realistically,
he said he wrote a book but didn't want to. I would at least say the name of my book or at
right?
least
You on
show
TV
me
for
a
free.
summary of what it's about. Right? They brought it up, brought you into it. But yeah, he's weird, James. This
You believe it to Jennifer. To leave it to Jennifer to attract those kind of people.
Oh my God. Y'all, we get to Brandy's cooking event and she breaks the news to all the ladies that Jackie will be coming because Jackie did state that she would come and Jackie knew what she was doing. Y'all go see why. Now, Brooke is upset and she expresses that she thought that Brandy would know not to invite Jackie. And she's also upset and wondering why Evelyn invited Cheyenne because Brooke says a friend of Jackie's is not a friend of hers, which I respect. So, you know, everybody's butthurt about Jackie, and Evelyn's trying to say all these negative things. And, they're like, oh, why would you want to bring her? And Brandy made a good point. She's like, listen, she's going to be in the mix. And it gave, like, y'all know we under contract and we have to film together. Like, that's really what it gave. Because she's like, we going to have to be in the mix. I kind of feel, again, this is another example like Brooke, if you're not okay, I don't think you can expect other grown adults who are contractually obligated to film with each other just as you are to not film with someone just because, you feel disrespected. She's valid in her feelings, but at the same time, they can film with her without being overly friendly you know, and I feel like that's fair. That's reasonable. That doesn't mean that Brandy's not being your friend, but that's just my opinion. Um, how did you feel about the lady's reaction to hearing that Jackie was coming?
At some point, y'all got to understand, y'all all have been on this show for more than one season. So y'all should know how this goes. Y'all should know that at some point y'all are gonna cross paths. And the expectation that you set where you don't want anyone else to be associated with her or anything like that, or you don't want people to put you guys in predicaments where if she is going to be there, that you're there, it's stupid. Get your money and argue with her if you have to, or don't say nothing to her. But it's stupid to think that you are in this situation with her and her friend, and y'all not supposed to be acquainted with each other. Like, that's crazy to me. You're on the show. There's a camera there. You don't see it. It was
Yep.
ridiculous.
Yep. I agree. I fully agree. Thoroughly. Um, I didn't like how Evelyn was chiming in on every little thing also at that table. That's just my last little thought on that. Like it really bothered me. Like she was acting as if she was more impacted than anybody there. And she's getting in other people's business as well. I'm just really it just annoyed me. So that's my last little piece on that combo.
Like I said, Evelyn annoyed me because she talked about my daughter, and she said that my daughter was a filter whore, but who's the whore now? And I'm just like, y'all really finna sit up here and act like whatever. Nah, I ain't even finna go down that rabbit hole again. But I'm just saying,
It's
it's
the same stuff that happened at
yeah.
this dinner. Like they literally they went in circles talking about all of the same things over and over and over. It was annoying. Cheyenne showed up to this event, which was strange.
I don't think that was
Cheyenne,
strange to me because she's a friend of, right?
yeah, she is, but it was weird that because we know that Jackie didn't show up, and I feel like it was intentional. I feel like Jackie was like, "I'm gonna tell these bitches I'm gonna show up and have them sitting on their toes, and then never come." Like I feel like she just wanted to rock the boat, which is petty, but
I think it would have been smarter of her. Like, this is what I would have did, but once again, VH1, y'all don't pay me, but I'm going to do my opinion on Mrs. Best's channel. I feel like I would have told Brandy, I'm sitting Cheyenne in my place. Y'all be nice to her. I would have said that because then it would have put the stigma that whatever y'all say, Cheyenne finna run it back to me, which she still may do. We don't know yet, but
yeah,
that's what.
we don't know, and that's what we're about to actually discuss because Evelyn brings up the fact that she met up with Cheyenne to everybody at the table, and Brooke is bothered by that. But we do learn that Brooke knew Cheyenne back in the day to the extent that they went on a girls' trip together at one point. She said that Cheyenne was wild, and she kind of alluded to her being wild in like a promiscuous way, which I can see. Now, Cheyenne shows up to this event that Brandy has put together that was a mess. Um, and I'm just kind of wondering why we needed to know how wet your cootie cat get, girl. Listen, when you're with girlfriends, hell, even your guy friends, uh, g- close people to you who you can have fun with, who ain't your parents or your elders, like, fine, we may joke about sex, enjoying the eggplant emoji or whatever the hell, but to go to the it was random. Like you new here. Why you just up talking about how your coochie still it was very strange. It was very strange. How did you feel learning about Cheyenne's cootie cat, James?
I don't have an opinion.
He said, I'm not doing it.
I felt like I didn't. Yeah, I felt like I didn't need to know that. I'm like,
Right.
Where's your man then, if that's the case?" And
Preach.
or your woman, whichever you prefer, because nowadays you got to be more, in tune with society. Because as I know sexuality to be fluid, people are starting to come on that train now, and it's about damn time. But I need her to fix that if that's the case. I didn't need to know that, sweetie. I didn't need to know that your nether regions was, you know, flowing like Niagara Falls down there. I didn't need to know that.
Mm. Yeah. Especially at a cooking event. I mean, if you with your man, fine. But with your girls, weird. Very, very strange. Side note, I'm disappointed in Jaceel. Lady, you from Mississippi. You talk like it too, and you can't make mac and cheese. What's going on, Jaceel?
Oh, thank you for reminding me because I had totally forgot about that.
I was disappointed. I was really disappointed in Justine, especially the way she took initiative and got up. It was like she ready to help. But the way she cut that butter, I didn't have much hope.
She reminded me, I don't know if it was Love and Hip Hop. It might have been. Because I feel like I was looking at Sierra's ex-husband, the first one that she came on the show. Yeah, some little ratchet little girl up on that show, and she put that ketchup in that spaghetti.
Oh yeah.
That's what this was given.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you make that up? Oh God. Y'all could tell y'all see how that simmered and then my brain like had my brain
Yeah, because
literally
she had to think about that because that shit was ghetto as hell. It was like,
I was like that showed it. Sierra ghetto is I wish she'd go take a speech class. I really do. Speaking of Love and Hip Hop, y'all, it comes back next Tuesday. I will be recapping it and I will be better and promptly with time to do Love and Hip Hop. Basketball
y'all,
watch my heart is just I'm trying to stay in it because I love the show. I've been watching it for many, many years, my whole adult life actually. But this cast and the way that they're behaving with the drama, it's driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy, James. It really is. It's driving me crazy.
child,
Uh,
this show been driving me crazy. That's what I said. Shawnee just needs to scrap it.
she does. She must. Her contract must not be fulfilled or something. Um, real fast because I'm not going to go over this too much. Evelyn then exposes to the group. Now we know that Evelyn has known that Jackie was a hoe back in '87. But what she finds out after digging more is that Jackie did 180 days in the county jail and was convicted for her, for prostitution. Um, listen, Jackie's experience taught her to be gritty, scrappy, and probably how to keep a man, at least with the bedroom wise. Now, Cheyenne's reaction to that was weird and it annoyed me. She was like, yeah, I mean, her coochie gets fucked. What? What, Cheyenne?
It's like, ma'am, you on TV, right?
Why do
And
you talk
do
so
you
special?
do you still have is there a vibrator or or a pin up underneath that outfit that you got
Right,
that's going off right now? Like, what is going on right now? Like, she had maybe she was walking with a bob, maybe she was walking with her bob or something in there. Maybe that's what it was, or maybe she got the one you put in the microwave and then you just put it up in there and you just walk
listen,
with it. Something going on. Because I'm
she's
like,
got the little listen,
little bullet. Yeah, she had the little bullet up in there and
I
just was
don't
walking with it.
understand why this woman, like, it seems like it's really, like, I'm sorry, y'all. I I work in mental health and I can't help but look at it like it's almost like she wants the world to know that her coochie gets wet, which indicates to me that she probably went through the change if she's Jackie's friend and has some trouble, which is a symptom of that with getting moist, should you say? And now she's probably overcome it. The 7 years is up. She back to normal and she want to act a fool. I don't know what's going on with this lady, but I have never seen somebody talk about the strange.
No, I've never seen that either. And then it's like, it's not even pertaining to the conversation unless you was trying to parlay that into prostitution. So was that supposed to be a subliminal message? Like, I didn't get it. I was like, okay, so what are
Maybe
we
it was
talking?
an awkward or nervous response because she did look uncomfortable, but I don't care if I know you a camera in my face or not. You're not about to talk about my friend like that in
I
front of
would
me.
just rather you just overdrink water than to sit up here
Say
and
nothing.
like, yeah, just say nothing. Just keep drinking water or drink you some champagne, whatever the hell that was that Brady had on that table. I couldn't tell, but I'm just saying, like, you could have just because to me, because now what I'm about to tell Brandy is, Brandy, make sure you mop your floor when you done
Mm-hmm.
because I'm sure she left a train of just validity and syrup. I just know that that's on the floor right
That lady is nasty. I didn't understand it. Cheyenne, I would love to get to know you a little bit more. But even in the meeting with Evelyn that she had, you guys, she went to a sexual place. It's like I almost want to like hire like a male prostitute for her so she can like get
Or
service
it
for
makes me wonder, does she want one of the ladies? It
Yeah,
makes me
noodles
wonder because now that you say that, it makes me wonder now that I'm replaying the scene of her continuously talking about, maybe she wants one of the ladies. Which one do you think she would look best with?
made. He's like, which one? Huh. I
Honestly, I
think
think I think her and Brooke would actually make a cute couple.
I say her and Evelyn would.
No,
I feel like they would.
I don't see her with Evelyn. Because to me, it's like it would be like Sin Santana and Erica Mena. It just wouldn't make sense. The reason, the reason I say Brooke is Brooke is broad, so I think you would actually look. You know, you know who actually she would look cute with. Now that I'm thinking about it, and I'm really like putting it in my head, she would look good with Dr. Contessa.
That's so random. You just
She
pulling people from other shows.
No, because I was like, she need a pretty one. She needs a pretty lady, but one that's just really like just strong and just about it, and may got a fucked up weave or two from time to time. Dr. Contessa, yes.
Not May
Doc-
got a fucked up weave or two. I can't stand you.
Dr. Contessa, that last season, she had that natted ass. I didn't know if it was a wig, a weave. I didn't know what it was,
That's
but she
why
tried to,
Scott was
she tried
alleged
to,
DMs.
she tried to put it in her ponytail that one episode. I said, Contessa, let that shit go.
Oh Jesus. I cannot. Oh my god. Anywho, I've just been chuckling the whole time. Anywho, y'all, moving off of Cheyenne's nasty ass, Evelyn, this is where she's telling the table that she's heard about her daughter being called a builder whore. I want to make it known, okay? Jackie never called her daughter a builder whore. She said that's why the internet is calling your daughter a builder whore. And they played the receipt in the clip to show that. Now, I can understand why Evelyn's upset, but you really gonna bring that up crying in front of
Um,
Brooke, whose daughter is not here, who Jackie has made comments around that are negative and play with Brooke? You're really gonna do that, Evelyn? So she thinks that it's karma because Jackie was the one who was an actual whore.
she said she talked about my daughter.
Evelyn, why did it take you half a decade to get karma? Like really? And you had to facilitate it.
I'm just trying to figure out exactly because
Karma's
karma is something
natural.
that's just natural that's just going to happen out of the abundance of life. Like there's no like when you do something it's an abundance. It's not something you have to go and actually put hands in and make sure that it happens. It's just going to happen. So for her to say that, I was like, oh my god.
Crazy.
Like, come on, Evelyn, really? Just go
And
somewhere.
Evelyn, nobody cares that Jackie was a hoe back in 1987. I can't say it enough. I don't care. I don't.
Let me tell
They
y'all
are
something. Let me tell y'all something.
prostitution is decriminalized over here where I live in
Right.
California. It is decriminalized in Oregon. They are who cares what the next
I
century
wouldn't
would have
care if
been?
Jackie was a hoe today.
Right.
I wouldn't care if she happy, if she like it. I love it. Teach me. How did you do it? Do your big toe got to touch your forehead? Like how you do it? I got to know.
I also feel like I was okay. The confessionals gross me out a little bit. I I would just say I don't feel like we should always judge people who are frowned upon in society, prostitutes, drug dealers, things like that. Nobody just wakes up and says, I want to be a hoe for my life. Usually, like if she had felt the need to do something like that, and it's 1987, so I'm sure that that's around the time one of her kids was born. or she had a man or something. She had things going on. We don't know what pushed her to feel the need to do that. So to
Right.
laugh at it, especially when she's proof that you can come off the streets and be something,
Exactly.
it's kind of insulting. And these women laughed about hoes like they so much better. Difference between you and Jackie is y'all in charge.
Right. So
So
here's the thing, with the exception of probably Carl and Ocho. So when you met Antoine, he just randomly came up to you and started speaking sweet nothings in your ear, then y'all just had went lived happily ever after for 10 years before y'all never got married and got on the show. Is that
mhm.
what happened, Evelyn? Is that how we supposed to, or was you doing the Drea, which was sitting up there, making sure and peeping and making sure they saw you in the stands? Like, come on. I'm not look, y'all, times is times is hard today.
Listen,
Times is hard. Y'all better learn. Y'all better hope I don't never learn how to do the splits. Because when I do, if I ever learn how to do the splits, you best believe my ass finna get on that stripper pole. Because times is hard. Let me tell
and the
y'all.
thing people have to understand is like there are actual they really might rub some people the wrong way. You'd be surprised how many people,
Yeah.
especially in the day and age of OnlyFans, you'd be surprised how many regular people are doing things like that, either for a living, for income, a side hustle, whatever it may be. But I didn't like how the ladies reacted to it. But I can promise y'all this Jackie Christie ain't hoeing today. She got a husband. You know, she may have a rocky relationship with her kids and she ain't perfect. But at the very least, she charged. I'm not saying all these ladies are, hoes. Jen is lucky she's not an accessory, really. But
I
I didn't.
mean, yeah, like no, you made a really good point. No, that's a really good point. That's a really good point because you know what? At the end of the day, we're living in a time where that shouldn't even matter. At the end of the day, that shouldn't even matter how somebody get their money or what somebody had to do to survive. Should not even matter as long as they got through it and live a different life today. Like you bringing up OnlyFans, I knew a girl who had 3 kids and went on OnlyFans and showed some dude milk coming out her titty for $500 because she needed groceries and 2 weeks worth of gas so she can get to work. It happens. Like everybody goes through those times. So for you to sit up there and judge it, then parlay it to being her karma on the show when she's really done nothing to you this entire time that you have come back to Basketball Wives, it's absolutely insane to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. It was just stupid. I'm like, you haven't found anything else. You haven't found nothing else either. So, and based on the trailer, if we think back to the trailer before the season premiere, this was like one of the few big things that they had. So, yeah.
Basketball wise, I'm gonna tell y'all like this: if some shit don't happen, I'm gonna stop watching it. I'm just gonna show up just to read everybody like Mrs. Best does, because I'm not gonna continue to watch over. So I don't care about this Jackie situation. I don't care that she went to jail for prostitution in 1987. Who gives a fuck? I don't care about the karma in your daughter, Evelyn. I don't care about all of that. I don't care. Where is your man? Are you dating anybody? Where is your life? Where Carl? Where the baby?
What changed with your neck since
Oh
this season
yes,
and the
yes,
previous season? That's what
yes,
we want to know. Here's the
yes.
thing: all of these ladies individually, for the most part, I actually like, you know. But as for seeing them on television, I'm kind of like, keep just still. And
You can get rid of this entire cast. I
yeah,
don't. You can get rid of this
I
entire
think
cast.
it's
You know what? If
time.
they're going to do basketball wise, what Shani needs to do, this is what Shani needs to do. She needs to bring probably like the. You know what she should do? Actually, scrap basketball wives, bring back baseball wives, or bring back football wives, and ask Simone Biles to be on the show.
Oh Jesus, they'd have to cash her out.
I'm telling you,
I don't know if VH1 got that money these days.
they
Uh,
don't because she about to be rich after this Olympic season. I can't wait to watch. It's on now, actually.
Oh, so, you're right. You're right. Anywho, y'all, that's pretty much our recap for this week of Basketball Wives, Los Angeles. We will be, what day is it today? Thursday. We'll be back on the channel on Saturday for Deb's house. And then we will also be on James's channel on Watch Your Mouth Reviews for Family Empire
Empire.
Houston.
Yes, and then I'm also going to. Somebody asked me to do an unpopular opinion. I'll send you the topic. Um, it's actually a really interesting topic, and I want to do it. So I'll text you the details later. But yes, we may do an unpopular opinion as well on my channel. So be on the lookout for that too.
All right, y'all. I'm actually excited. I like your unpopular opinion videos. They're fun. And speaking of unpopular opinions, I have a playlist, Watch Your Mouth Reviews Collabs. That's where you will find all of those videos, the unpopular opinions videos, such as that, where we just discuss things. We also have playlists for all the other shows that me and James recap together. But I appreciate you, James. I appreciate everybody for watching, including the replay gang, Thug Life, and good night, good morning, or good afternoon. Adios.
Adios.